Hey book nerds, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Sydney, and in this little corner of the internet, we talk about all things bookish, books, book activities, book accessories, all of the things about books. Because I'm a book nerd, you're here, you must be too, and I just love talking about the stories that we all love. Similar to what Kirsten and Matt say over their podcast, is a 5-star book will be a 5-star forever. So we can talk about these stories in perpetuity as long as we have print publications of them. So this video, we are going to go through the books that I want to desperately reread. So with these stories, if there's a series that I want to reread, I only got the first book in the series. But I really want to reread all of these at some point. So these are definitely like top of the list rereads, and let's dive right on it. So first up, I will probably do the reread on this one next year when I start itching for summer more, is Beach Read by Emily Henry. This was the first Emily Henry book I ever read, and I loved it. I've got the pretty special edition edges with the special hardcover print. It says, "I feel overwhelmed that you exist," and that is how I feel about my husband because he's the most wonderful thing ever. But this is definitely a reread when I'm itching for summer and the beach and the warmer weather. That itch usually starts happening around mid-January to early February is when I start itching for warm weather again. So cannot wait to reread this one in a few months. All right, the next one is Blood Over Brighthaven. This was just a fun magic academia book. I really want to reread it, and all of these books, if I physically read them, I will probably try to listen to them, but if I listen to them, I'm going to try to physically read them when I reread so I can annotate. So cannot wait to dive back into this world with Siona and the school and Brighthaven and all of her people. The University of Magics and Industry. And I cannot wait to dive back into Tyrion. This was such a good book. 10 out of 10 recommend, and I cannot wait to read it again. Okay, this next one made me sob. I love this book. And this one is a standalone, rip your heart out Asian fantasy based on, I believe, Chinese mythology or Chinese legends. And that is A Song to Drown Rivers by Anne Leong. This book was so beautiful. This might be one of my top reads from this year. I love this book. I get emotional talking about it. I want to be back in this world so bad. This one is one that I might do a reread when I need like a palate cleanser to get out of a slump. Because this one is so phenomenal. I cannot wait to dive back in. But I'm also going to be crying the entire time because I know how it ends. And Anne destroyed my feelings. She hurt my feelings. But it's also so beautiful how it ended. And I cannot wait to get back into it. Next up, we have Shield of Sparrows. I will probably do a reread on this one before the next in the series comes out because I absolutely loved this book and I ate it up like brain candy. So it's got the pretty sprayed edges, beautiful end papers, and it's got a gorgeous design on the actual hardback part. And I cannot wait to dive back in. Being the Sparrow isn't an honor, it's a trap. I love this book. Cannot wait to dive back in to this world and do a reread of it. I did read this one this year and I'm obsessed. So obsessed with it. Okay, this one I know some people love it, some people hate it, but isn't that how it is with every book? So you have The Stars Are Dying, and I mean, look at that. Like, I would honestly take the dust jacket off because that hard case is so beautiful. I want to read this one as well as The Night is Defined, which is the second book in the series. But I don't have time to read both of them again before the third one comes in December, because I have a ton of other books I want to read as well. But at some point I do want to do a reread of this entire series. It is so good. When that third one comes in, I might go ahead and pause some of the books that I'm on my TBR, do a reread before I dive into that third one as well. So, love this book. Definitely thinking about just not having a dust jacket on it, because that's so much prettier than the dust jacket. Yeah, I might have to do that. Might be getting rid of these dust jackets, to be honest with you. So, I want to reread the Nightfall novels. So, yeah. No shock to anybody. Once Rebecca announces a date for the 4th Empyrean book, I want to reread the first 3. Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm, and then of course read the new one as well. So after the holiday edition here, Fourth Wing, I do want to do a reread of this series at some point. Probably before I pre-order the 4th one, to make sure I actually want to pre-order it and keep the series going. Which I probably will, because I'm obsessed with Fourth Wing. So, this one, high on the list. But I did I reread? I did not do a reread. I watched the Fantasy Fangirl synopsis videos of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame to prepare for Onyx Storm, instead of reading it myself. That's what I did. So, definitely going to do a reread of these at some point. When I have enough headway, I will probably just put them on hold on Libby and listen to them, because I do know the premise of all of the books, and so that way I can get through them a little bit faster. Okay, I do obviously want to do a reread of the Throne of Glass series. One of my friends is borrowing my hard copy of the Throne of Glass book, so we're using Assassin's Blade, which is the prequel series, prequel to the series. It's like 5 novellas. But I have promised y'all a Throne of Glass deep dive, and I know that's going to take a lot of time. I have not started it still, but it is in the works. I'm starting to put things together on how I want to do it. I might start with the Assassin's Blade and do it novella by novella. So, TBD, but I do want to do a reread of this entire series. Okay, and shocking to no one, followed that with ACOTAR. I want to reread ACOTAR. Why? Because SJM, I think it was ACOTAR 6 through 8 has drafts ready. And so I want to do a reread of this series before that next one comes out. Obviously, before I do that, I'm going to finish the Crescent City series. Because I finished the first one, I need to finish the next 2. And then we're going to dive back in to Prythian, and I cannot wait to be back here, read all of these books again, and I cannot wait to also find out who the next book is about. So another one I've been itching to do a reread on is Bloodguard by C.C. Robson. So I almost DNF'd this book, and I'm so glad I did not, and I cannot wait to reread it. I think there's going to be more books. If there is, I will probably have the reread with that. But if it comes to pass that there's no new books on the horizon, I'll go ahead and do a reread of Bloodguard. I thoroughly enjoyed this novel. And I'm super excited to actually dive right back into it in a reread. Alright, so these 2, if you saw my last video about my unhaul, these 2 I'm going to do a reread just to make sure I want to keep them on my shelves. So, because I listened to them, and it might have just been with the narration, I was not a fan, but these are so cozy and so fun, and I love cozy, fun, romantic, and fantasies, and I want to give them another chance to stay with my library. Alright, the last book of this list is not all-encompassing. I'm sure there's going to be books that jump out at me later that I'm like, oh, why didn't I grab that one? But A Study in Drowning. So it's about to come available on Libby, is A Theory in Dreaming, which is the sequel to this one. And so hopefully this I can get to before that one. If not, it is fine. I will listen to that one and then do a reread of both of them. But this one was, I love this book. It's a book about a study in a library and has fairies and it's academia, and it was so good. And the end edges, the sprayed edges, they have books on them. How could you not love that? But yeah, so after I finish Reign of Shadows and Endings, I might go ahead and do a reread on this one and like speed through it, hopefully. So then I can listen to Etheria and Dreaming with everything fresh on my mind. Alright, so those are all of my most anticipated rereads that I have on my shelves. I want to go back into the worlds and reread it. So those are probably some of my top books in this on my shelves. Honorable mention, Silver Elite. That will probably make it to another most anticipated reread video. And I do intend to reread that one before Broken Dove comes out. Or at least listen to it before Broken Dove comes out. And because I absolutely loved that book. That one was chef's kiss. But yeah, so if you liked what you saw, go ahead and drop a like on the video, comment your favorite part, and let me know if any of these books are also on your most anticipated reread list. So have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will talk soon. Bye, book nerds.